Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson with an update from Denver 7. Breaking overnight, Jefferson County deputies arrested this 15-year-old and 2 other people suspected of stealing multiple guns from a relative's home in Pine. Caden Martin, another juvenile, and an adult were all arrested in Conifer.
Deputies say most of those guns have been recovered, but 2 are still missing, and they continue to search for them.
This morning, an alert to keep an eye out for a dangerous man one Lakewood mother says tried to abduct her little boy. Take a look at this sketch. Lakewood police say a man matching this description and another man tried to abduct 2 11-year-old boys playing outside the Holiday Gardens apartments on Pierce Street. As you can understand, one of those boys' mothers is scared these 2 guys are still out there.
Call him, he don't answer. I called again, and it was just this horrible scream that came out. And he's like, Mom, some guy tried to get us. They're still out there. My son's having nightmares, and he's scared. He goes, I remember the guy's face.
So police say the 2 men were driving a white commercial-style van with scratches on the sides. If you know anything, call police. A month and a half ago, survivors, family members of victims, and community members came out to remember those lost in the Columbine High School shooting 20 years ago.
Well, this morning, the future of the current Columbine High School building is uncertain. Denver 7's Megan Lopez joins us from Clement Park.
So the idea of tearing down the school is just a preliminary concept at this point, and there's still a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainty around it. The questions that the officials here in Jefferson County Public Schools are considering is, should this school be moved to another location? Should Columbine be renamed? Should they keep and preserve that Hope Library? Should they change the mascot? So they're turning to the community and they're asking you what you think should be done with Columbine High School and what its future should look like. Now, we're keeping a respectful distance from Columbine High School because that's one of the problems that they say that they are dealing with on a yearly basis, is people who don't belong there showing up and posing a security threat to both students and to staff. Superintendent Jason Glass says Columbine has become something like a tourist attraction for people who are fascinated by tragedy, and it's costing a lot to secure. Glass says that safety experts recommend tearing it down. Despite it being one of the safest schools in the country, they've spent quite a bit of money to try to keep it safe, but there have been several instances, like in April when a Florida woman flew here and actually caused the school to close down for the day because of a security threat. Now, the letter that the superintendent sent out to the district says that it's considering replacing it with a $60 to $70 million building, but they're asking people to go ahead and to weigh in online. Now, I went ahead and I looked through that online survey. There's about 10 questions asking people about a whole range of issues when it comes to this idea of tearing down Columbine High School and rebuilding it. One of them is whether they're okay with property taxes in the area actually increasing to pay for that reconstruction. In Clement Park, Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
As those discussions continue in Jefferson County, school safety remains a top priority in Douglas County.
In fact, today marks 1 month since the deadly STEM school shooting in Highlands Ranch.
18-year-old Kendrick Castillo was shot and killed trying to subdue one of those alleged shooters who came into his classroom. The entire community has hailed him a hero for his actions.
But we're also dedicated to covering all sides of this story, and this morning at 9, one of the 2 accused shooters will appear in court. We'll have a crew inside the courtroom to bring you the latest information.
Meanwhile, in the days following that tragic shooting in Highlands Ranch, the state's anonymous Safe to Tell tip line received more than 2,800 tips in May alone. That's an 84% jump from May of last year. The tips include warnings of a potential attack, suicide, and bullying concerns.
Almost 2 months now after Governor Jared Polis signed the controversial oil and gas bill into law, the state's Oil and Gas Conservation Commission is still trying to figure out how to move forward. So today they'll hold hearings to determine the best route. The bill gives more control to local communities to regulate the oil and gas industry. It also puts a larger emphasis on public health. So today is the last hearing before about a dozen rulemaking meetings over the next year.
The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office says it needs a new jail for the county, but it could come with a nearly $500 million price tag. Built more than 30 years ago, the jail was meant to house fewer than 400 inmates. It now houses nearly 1,200. Chief Vince Line says they're not only dealing with overcrowding, but also failing infrastructure and regular sewage backups. He says this is creating a dangerous environment for both staff and inmates.
Increase in assaults on officers is a big concern of mine. It's becoming more and more difficult for me to be comfortable about ensuring their safety in this facility.
The chief also says the lack of services for inmates means more repeat offenders. The county says it's aware of the situation and has a committee looking at possible solutions.
The town of Castle Rock doesn't want the herbal supplement Kratom to get into the hands of minors. They have now banned the sale of the opioid alternative to anyone under 18. Castle Rock has been one of the first cities in Colorado to regulate the herbal extract. Late last year, it imposed a 6-month moratorium on any new Kratom businesses. Anyone caught selling Kratom in Castle Rock could face a $300 fine.
We are into the second weekend of June, and ski resorts are still open in our state, but there will only be one left standing after this weekend. This will be the last weekend of a historic season at Breckenridge. After Sunday, the lifts will stop operating there. That means only A Basin will be the ski resort left open in our state. They'll only be open on weekends through June 23rd. It was a big ski season. Ski Colorado projects a new statewide record of close to 14 million skier visits this winter.
So this morning, the Broncos and Mile High United Way have a challenge for all of us. They want the community to participate in 100-minute service projects to recognize the NFL's 100th season.
So this is a great way to give back and join the Broncos. You can sign up for all kinds of different projects on the United Way Denver's website. The projects start at 9 and benefit organizations like the Boys and Girls Club, Make-A-Wish, and Food Bank of the Rockies.
In our growing Colorado, long-standing businesses are being pushed out to make room for new development. That could be the future of Tom's Diner in Denver's Capitol Hill neighborhood unless you make your voice heard. So today is the deadline to submit feedback to give Tom's historic status. It has lived at the corner of Colfax and Pearl for the past 5 decades. The owner was hoping someone would just come and take over the restaurant, but if the building does not get historic status, it will likely be redeveloped into an apartment complex.
Tonight, the Colorado Shakespeare Festival kicks off at CU Boulder's Mary Rippon Outdoor Theater. This is such a fun event all summer long. It really brings you back to Shakespearean times. There are going to be performances of Twelfth Night, As You Like It, and Romeo and Juliet all summer long until August 11th.
Well, just this week, we told you about a new report finding Denver's housing inventory is the highest it's been since 2013. Well, we found one house for sale in Denver's 5 Points neighborhood that looks like a steal, but there is a big catch to it. This 3-bedroom, 4-bathroom townhome is selling for $500,000, which may sound like a great deal considering the property is worth a few $100,000 more. But this property has been designated as a contaminated meth house. In fact, it's so bad you can't even enter the home without a hazmat suit.
Crews are starting to build another section of the Peaks to Plains Trail. It'll eventually run 75 miles from Loveland ski area to Denver. The next section to be built is about 2 miles from Golden up Clear Creek Canyon to Tunnel 1.
This connects into the Denver metro area and connects the 3+ million people that live in the metro area. Gets them a little bit further up the canyon.
So crews hope to finish this section by next fall. In 2021, they'll start work on the next 3-mile section. Tomorrow, people living in Loveland will have a new place to work out outdoors. This outdoor fitness court will open at Fairgrounds Park. The outdoor court offers a circuit training area that can be used by people of all ages and abilities. The goal is to transform public spaces into community fitness hubs that are free. The official unveiling is tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Katie LaSalle has your Friday forecast.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. We're off to a beautiful start all across the state, mostly clear skies. We'll see increasing cloud coverage as we head into this afternoon and about a 30% chance of a few scattered storms and showers making their way over the Denver area, first starting into the foothills and mountains. Temperatures today will be in the mid-80s, a little bit cooler for tomorrow, so hopefully you can get outside and enjoy this sunscreen. Water for today, 85 in Denver, upper 80s across the plains as well, and into the mountains we're expecting highs in the 70s at the valley level. A few degrees cooler for tomorrow. Highs will be in the upper 70s, low 80s. Sunshine, dry weather to start, and then another chance for a few late day storms and mainly into the evening hours. Some early morning showers on Sunday and much cooler across the state of Colorado. Only in the mid to upper 60s here in Denver, and then a gradual warm up as we head through next week.
All right, thank you, Katie. Hey, if you want to win some brownie points with your coworkers today, why donut you treat them?
All right, where are my donuts?
They're off camera. You can't see them.
Today is National Donut Day, and several places are celebrating with freebies for you.
You can stop by Voodoo Donuts today and get a free Homer donut topped with pink frosting and sprinkles, just like on The Simpsons.
And if you stop at any Dunkin' locations, you'll get a free donut when you buy a drink. And at Lamar's, they have multiple deals. You can get a free donut. If you buy a dozen, on top of your free donut, you'll get a free 16-ounce coffee. They'll also have Salvation Army bell ringers outside raising money, and Lamar's will match all online donations on their website too.
See, told you we had them. Cheers.
Have a great Friday.